After making an immensely popular 30-day plan for the IELTS, now I'm bringing to you a 2-week plan. If you have a little bit of less time and you want to crack the IELTS in 2 weeks and you want to get somewhere between 7.5 to 9 bands, which by the way is the requirement for most of the universities and most of the companies out there. If you're basically going for immigration or you're going for studying abroad, both of these requirements can be fulfilled for this video. Here's what we include in this video. There's a day-by-day plan. Every single day, you will know exactly what to do in the upcoming 15 days. I'll give you the exact study material. Every single thing that you need to study from is included in this video. At the end, I will even tell you how you can get much of that study material for free. And all you have to do is just keep watching. Finally, I'll tell you the tips and tricks essentially that you can use to score up to even a perfect looking 9 on the IELTS. And we've done this for hundreds of students out there personally, one-on-one, and all that information is being given over here for free. So let's get started, guys. And before we do, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more similar content. It gives me the impetus to create more. The first step is to set a deadline. You need to book the test and set a deadline. The reason is, and I say this in all of my preparation plans, whether you're looking at my GMAT, GRE, IELTS, TOEFL, whatever kind of plan, but you need to have that concrete knife over your head sort of situation where you know that you must prepare for the test. And if you have spent your money, you've booked the date, my friend, you're not going anywhere. You're going to sit down, you're going to study for the test, and you're going to take it. Also keep in mind that there's limited slots. So what you want to do, and what I personally like to do, is I would like to look at the calendar. Okay, today is, let's say, 25th of October. I need to take the test in 2 weeks. So somewhere close to the 8th, 9th, I'm taking the test. What I would do is I would say, okay, 8th is Friday, 9th is Saturday, 10th is Sunday. I probably want the test on Sunday or Monday because, you know, I will get that nice weekend essentially before the test. So I'll be able to rest, I'll be able to study, I'll be able to take a load off, and then I'll take the test. And, you know, accordingly, you can basically pick the right slot for yourself. Remember, these slots will be taken away relatively quickly, and hence you want to do this in advance. Next thing, point number 2, you need to understand the format, my friend. It's critically important that you know exactly what kind of a format you're working with. This image, for instance, on your screen beautifully explains the format. You're spending 30 minutes on the listening section. There's 4 sections and a total of 40 questions are there within these 30 minutes. 60 minutes of the reading, 3 sections over there. So basically 3 reading passages. And in total, you will have 40 questions over there. Then again, writing sections, you have 60 minutes and 2 tasks. You have to write a total of 400 words or more. Then 11 to 15 minutes, 11 to 14 minutes is what your speaking section usually lasts. There's 3 parts to this, and this happens usually face to face. Okay, this is the general format of the IELTS, and you need to know what kind of timelines and what kind of, you know, sections you're looking into, so that when you're preparing, you can try to emulate those sections closely. You can try to get as close to the original test if you already know the format, right? Okay, my friend, moving forward. Point number 3, you need to take a mock test. Yes, I know you're watching this for the first time. You've probably never taken the IELTS before. You don't know what the I or the S of the IELTS is. But my friend, if you take a mock test at this stage, you would know that, okay, right now I'm close to maybe, you know, 5 bands and I need to cover this gap, move towards 7, 8, right? You need to know what's your starting score and what is your goal score so that you can meet this gap over here. At the same time, when you take a mock test, it will help you understand exactly what kind of questions you're going to see on the IELTS as well. So whatever format you've understood in your mind theoretically, all of that now suddenly becomes practical knowledge. Now, I know your question might be, where do I get the mock test from? And that's something we're going to cover in the point number 4. But first things first, you need to know where to prepare from before we even talk about mock tests. So my recommendation, guys, is to go for something called as the Magoosh videos, simply because the explanation in these videos is very viable. You'll be able to understand each and every concept, how to basically apply a particular strategy in terms of a particular question. And at the same time, you'll be able to familiarize yourself with the question types, all the question types there are, and there's a lot of them. Number 2, let's say that you're not able to get a hold of the Magoosh videos, and that's fine. If you want the same concepts, the same strategies taught to you within a period of just 1 hour, you don't have to do much. You just have to watch this 1 hour video and you have to practice with me on this. I have an IELTS full course in 1 hour, IELTS crash course sort of in 1 hour that you can look into. It's on YouTube. you can take a look at this video and you can basically go ahead and understand everything there is to understand all the question types, all the formats, and each and every strategy that you'll be using on your IELTS, my friend. Point number 3, and this, my friend, is not only a study material, it's your practice material, it's your mock test material, it's basically everything in one package. And this, my friend, is Cambridge books of the IELTS 1 to 18. Every year, Cambridge publishes this book. One of these books is published basically every year. And the reason why these books are so special, my friend, is because they have 4 good quality previous year tests of the IELTS. So let's say this year they published 18, then you will have basically last year's 4 complete tests of the IELTS in this book. The reason I recommend using this material is because it is exactly what you will see on the day of the IELTS test. Remember that these are the official book of the IELTS, essentially, official books which can be used to prepare. So this is the recommended study material by the IELTS itself. I recommend using these books in descending order. So you start with 18, then 17, then 16. You can use them for full-length mock tests, which you had to do in point number 3 previously. Remember, I told you to take a mock test. Or what you can do is you can take these sections by sections essentially to practice some questions. The most beautiful part is that each and every question has an answer and an explanation, so you'll be able to understand where you went wrong. Now, in most cases, you won't need any more study material, but if you run out of questions, you can look at the Barron's IELTS book as well. If you need study material for free, stick around till the end of this video. I'll be telling you exactly how you can get it. Number 5, and this is, my friend, why you're watching this video. This is the exact preparation plan. How do you go ahead and prepare in 2 weeks for the IELTS? We are going to split the preparation up into 2 phases. This is what I like to do with the IELTS. Phase 1 is where you prepare. You do it section by section. You understand each and every section, each and every strategy. Phase number 2 is where you basically go ahead and practice mock tests. So it's not sectional anymore. It's, end-to-end IELTS. Exactly what you're seeing, reading, listening, writing, speaking, all of these sections together jumbled up into one test so that you get the whole feel of the IELTS. That's what we're doing in the last 3 days. But for the first, more or less 12 days, we're doing sectional practice. And the way we do it for the first 12 days in phase 1 is that we start with 1 section for every 3 days. So phase 1, first 3 days could be listening. Second 3 days could be reading. Next 3 days could be writing. Next 3 days could be speaking. It's up to you. You can jumble them up if you want. But 3 days consistently I want you to give to each and every section. So let's assume that you're starting with the reading section. Well, here's how your first 3 days are going to look like. On day 1, you want to go ahead and you want to finish the Magoosh videos for the reading section so that you know all the question types, you know each and every strategy, you know exactly how the questions are asked, in what order, what kind of questions are there, how to deal with each and every question. Everything will be cleared in these videos on day 1. Now remember, for every 3 sections, there's 40 questions. So if you understand that, you're doing close to 120, 150 questions, somewhere in between that per day. And this is literally going to take you hardly somewhere around 3 to 4 hours per day. And I think if you're doing it for only 15 days, 3 to 4 hours is not a lot. Now remember our format. In the format, if you see, there's 60 minutes for 3 sections. So per section, you're spending 20 minutes. So every time you do a section, you want to set a timer of 20 minutes and accordingly you want to move forward. All right, that was reading. Next thing, you do the same thing with listening. You watch the videos on the first day, and then for the next 2 days, you do basically 10 sections each. Same thing for writing, same thing for speaking. And if you do this, my friend, you would have mastered the IELTS. Each and every one of these sections essentially, but you have done them section by section. So that means that you're not really used to sitting down for those 2.5 hours and then, doing the entire IELTS test essentially. That's something that we have to get your body used to. And that's where, my friend, the phase 2 comes in. In the last 3, 4, whatever amount of days you have left at this stage, what you want to do, my friend, is you want to practice mock tests. Now, I want you to still use the Cambridge IELTS books, but this time, do the entire test in one go. So let's say you are at book 10 now, in descending order, moving from, 18 towards 10. Let's say you've finished many of the questions, 10, 11, wherever you are. You want to finish off basically the entire test this time. Each book has 4 tests, so you're still protected. You still have quite a lot to work with. Remember, you're still doing these tests in a timed environment. So if possible, you can even try to fit in 2 tests in a day. But every time you finish a test, I want you to go back and review it. Don't just leave it in the middle. Because trust me, if you don't review the test, there's hardly any point of taking the test whatsoever. You don't gain anything from it. Another tip I have for you is to study this particular word list. This is a word list book especially made for the IELTS by Timothy Dickinson. This is a high score word list made especially for the IELTS by Timothy Dickinson. I want you to go ahead, get this book and start doing the words. And now the best part, where do you get this free study material, including the word list that I just talked about? Well, for that, all you got to do is first step, go on, sign up on YMGrad.com, where basically you will get an email, which will basically give you a link to the free material. All you have to do is go onto this link. This will take you to ymgrad.com/offer, and you fulfill the offer and you will get the study material delivered right to your email every 30 minutes. It's automatically sent by the system. So you will get it within 30 minutes in your hands. I wish you genuinely, my friend, all the best for the IELTS. Last time when I made such a video, there were a lot of comments, if you can see, which mentioned that people were able to get 7.5, 8, many good bands essentially. I want you guys to post similar comments over here because it makes me feel like making more content for you and provide you with more free material and more content just like this. You can also connect with me on Instagram. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye, take care, until the next one.